Well, in trying to do my own research, I found that there wasn't a whole lot of videos or anything like that talking about the new Thrashin supply seats. I have a Lapera Daytona that I really like. I like the look of it. It looks great on the bike. But it seems that there's a crown, kind of if you're sitting on the bike, there's a crown that kind of just really gets in that tailbone. And if you put any kind of mileage on it, it becomes uncomfortable quick, very quick. So with that being said, I went ahead and pulled the trigger temporarily. I didn't want to be the Thrashin Supply fanboy that I guess I've turned into. I liked their bars and risers when I first started riding. The bar bag was just a useful thing. They had it, it matched, I went with it. The pegs were something, again, it was super simple, understated. It was an upgrade over the stock stuff. And then now here we are with the, I guess, one of the last editions. I got a crash bar for this thing, so those won't get changed. Anyway, yeah, the last and final edition, I guess, for my Thrashin Supply Dyna is their tuck and roll Saddlemen seat. And so far, you know, like everybody kind of says, the look looks great. First initial impression has been positive. It moves you forward quite a bit. Let's see if we can get this in the background here. Yeah. So yeah, you set a lot further forward. If you're already like an in-between kind of guy, I'm not tall by any means. I'm like 5'10", if I'm lucky, just under that. But if I wear any kind of boot or anything like that, I just rode with this thing. It just got its day. This isn't a long-term review by any means. But I noticed that I have a lot more bend of the knee whenever I am on it. Went to go get some gas. It feels so much better in the seating area. It's very firm. It's brand new. I expect it to be firm. I want it to be able to try and wear in. This isn't going to be an out of the box. Everything's pristine. I've seen a lot of reviews, like for my example on the Lapera that I had. Everybody was like, yeah, it was great out of the box. I have a really hard time believing that. I'm not saying it's not true for them or maybe the style of seat that they bought, but it was not the case for mine. It took a good, I would say a couple of 1,000 miles before I felt like it kind of started to soften up and give up a little bit. The hope for this thing is get 1,000, 1,500 miles on it, see where we're at, reevaluate. I mean, obviously I've bought 2 nice name brand seats, and I'm only going to be able to get a little bit of money out of possibly the one to help recoup some cost. But initial impression is it's nice. It has a good kind of a bowl shape to where there's not that tailbone pressure that kind of builds up. Understand that it's a sportier ride, a sportier feel. It does get you on the bars a little bit more. I'm not nearly as stretched out as I used to be, which is kind of a give and take. I'm not a stunt guy. I'm a Dyna bro, I guess, just by default, but I'm not wheeling. I'm not trying to do some trick slides or any of that kind of stuff. I want it to look good. I want it to ride good, and I want to be able to ride it. So far, I'm impressed. If this will allow me to do the weekend rides that we kind of like to do on like maybe a Saturday or something like that, where we don't clock anything crazy, but a few hundred miles. We like to try to get out and go to some of the local areas. We got some big lakes that's nice to ride around there, some hills, and some North Texas twisties. If anybody's familiar with FM4, it's pretty fantastic for what we have around here. Relatively scenic stuff too. But if it helps me get past that, the point of, super fatigue on just sitting on it and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be super worth it. Obviously, take it at your own risk or whatever, but so far I'm impressed. Probably try to add in an update video at some point or another. Get a few hundred miles on it. We planning on a ride this weekend. It's currently February 5th, I think, today. Yeah. And we're going to try to go ride this weekend. It's nice, currently in Texas. High is going to be in the 70s, so I'll probably patch a little bit of something in, after the fact, first ride review, something of that nature. But y'all take care. I appreciate it.